Okay, so again, this is a piecewise function, which just means that what you graph where depends on what x values you're using. So if you have an x value less than or equal to -1, you want to use the function -6, which is really not much of a function, but it's just whatever x value you plug in, the y value is -6, so that's like a horizontal line. And if x is greater than 5, you had 2x minus 8. You might notice, for you guys in class too, you might have noticed in your Math Excel, some of these, there's a gap. If I said x was 2, what would you do? Well, there's nothing to graph. So there's going to be a gap in the graph too on this one. So from -1 to 5, there is no rule to use. There's no graph. So if I make my own graph here, and I think I go back to -1, right here is something from to the left of this, I'm supposed to graph -6. Now if I want to figure out where does this graph hit that line, we think of this as a vertical line here, I can plug -1 in. Well, there's nothing to plug in for, so it's just -6. So I've got this horizontal line that's going from all the x's less than -1 up to -1. So all these x values over here are getting mapped to -6. It's -6 right there, so it's going to be a horizontal line, and it does say equal to, so I'm going to put a closed circle that side. This was a 1. And then it says for all the x values greater than 5, so I'm going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and I just almost think of it as there's this line, this barrier here. I'm going to graph everything to the right of that. So there's actually a spot in the middle where there's nothing. There's no graph. They didn't define anything between -1 and 5, so there's nothing to graph. Now I know this is a linear equation. I know that it has a y-intercept of -18 and a slope of 2. That's way down here, and that's hard to graph. Where's it going to hit this line? I can plug 5 in to see where it starts on this line. So if I plug a 5 in, then 2 times 5 is 10, minus 18 is -8. So here's -8. It's going to start right there on that vertical line. So I'm going to put an open circle because it's not equal to. And then from that point on, it's a linear equation that has a slope of 2. So if I want to go over 1 unit, I need to go up 2 over 1, up 2 over 1. It's going to follow that pattern that way. So, any questions in here? That makes sense. It was a screenshot from Math Excel, so I don't know if you had to pick it from a group before, if you had to match it up or what, but I know Delta Math will have you graph it yourself. You read the instructions like it's click and drag, I think, to make a line, and then if you want to make it an open circle, closed circle, you click on it, it'll open up, those kind of things. But yeah.